Hello, friends. It's Dr. Kamal here, talking to you today about the importance of therapy in our lives. Mostly, when people come to me for therapy, it is when they are facing a very difficult phase in their life. It could be a breakup, it could be a health issue, or they're feeling depressed, it could be work related issues. So, mostly in 60 to 70% cases, it's when something big has happened that people seek out therapy. There are few people who come to understand themselves more, to know themselves more, to grow in their lives, to feel happier, to feel more peaceful. That would be like 20 to 30% people who want to explore, who are like seekers, who want to experience different things. So, based on my experience of 12 years or so, what I've felt is that actually almost everybody needs therapy. I say it in a good way, in a way where the therapist is the mentor in your life. This is a neutral person that you can reach out to, speak with frankly, share anything, and see what is the rational opinion they can offer about whatever it is that you are thinking about or you're facing in your life. So I will share that what is an advantage that a therapist has vis-a-vis a family member or a friend that you might go to. So therapists are trained in different ways, but their training will usually involves understanding people in deeper ways. Like for me, when I work with people, by listening to them, I'd be able to understand that what are maybe the beliefs that they have in their mind, or what is the emotion that they are stuck with, or who they are as a person, right? And I can tell you that from my experience that people have different ideas about themselves, but the amount of growth that we experience in our life, can be seen from how much, in what depth have we looked at ourselves, right? And for a therapist, when they will talk to you, they will understand that, okay, that's who you are, you know, like as I love to work with, as people I love, I work with, know the different cells within you, right? The different parts of you that are there, right? So a family member might not be able to see that because they are not trained. One. Second, because they are not neutral. They're attached to you. The attachment might be a positive attachment where they see only good in you. It might be a negative attachment as well, where they see only bad in you. That also happens quite a few times, and we all face it in different ways. Yeah. So it's very difficult for them to see the complete picture, howsoever well meaning they might be. Okay. And then what happens is that even if it's a friend, and if they're more neutral and they're not so attached to you, they'll have their own biases, right? So mostly what the friends do is that they will agree to anything that you might be venting about. Okay, so if you have for example, like I've seen this quite a few times, if you have a problem with ex family member, it could be a mother-in-law, it could be a spouse, and you go to your friend and you say, you know what they did, and you know what they said, and your friend is going to agree with everything, and what is going to happen is that they're going to increase the emotion that you have been feeling. Where first you might have had a little doubt about what the mother in law was saying, whether it was rude or not, now you'll be completely convinced. She was very rude and she has been rude to you so many times. So the increase in emotion will happen, right? And there will be that biased perspective. They are going to take your side, they're your friends, and to most people, like that's what friendship is about, you know. So you will not get a neutral perspective, also where they are in their phases of life, how wise or how open they are, how much they have looked at themselves, how much they have connected to themselves. There might be, of course, friends who are like wiser and have their own done their own journey also. There still might be a better perspective, right? So many factors will influence their opinion, right? So a therapist can become a mentor in your life who can give you a neutral opinion. Like sometimes when I work with people, I tell them, no, you're overreacting. Nothing has happened here, it's only a little bit. And sometimes I'll say, okay, you're not reacting at all. You were really disrespected here. You need to stand up for yourself, right? So because the therapist would not be biased, therapist wouldn't be operating from a need to please, operating from the need to offer a certain opinion or a view. They are free and they are working in the highest interest of the person that they're working with, and the highest interest is always self growth. Highest interest cannot be that I have to be right here, right? That's not the highest interest. Let me just prove it that I'm right. I'm the good one here. That is not the highest interest. So the therapist will be able to point it out to you that okay, here this is how you can grow here, right? And all of life, that's what I believe in. I hope you do too if you're listening to this video, is about growth, right? So what is it that we're going to take with us, right? We're going to take how much we've grown inside of us. Are we still stationed in the negative emotions of fear, of guilt, of anger, or are we able to move a little bit towards the positive spectrum? How much were we able to move? How much we have been able to cultivate the peace of mind? How much we have been able to let go of our attachments, right? All of that self work that we do within ourselves, right, is what we're going to take with us. So when we focus so much on making money and spending so much on and acquiring those objects that we acquire, and you know we all know what we have been up to, right? We have to also question what is important. So if self growth, if you agree that self growth is the most important aspect of our lives, definitely you would agree with this, that it's great to have a therapist in your life. It's great to have a mentor in your life. And as a society, we need to change our outlook on therapy. Um, it's not something to look down on when somebody is going for therapy. I'm sorry to say, it's still there in people, right? To me, anybody who comes from therapy, for therapy, is a brave person, is a confident person, because only a confident person can question themselves, right? They are willing to, seek answers. So I believe they're old souls. They are seekers. They want a different way of doing things. I personally look up to people who go for therapy. It's always good to seek wise counsel. I feel if you look at ancient civilizations, the people who were most respected were the gurus, you know, and the kings would seek their opinion before making any major decisions. The shamans and tribes whose counsel was sought, right? And right now we kind of like become maybe more individualistic, or maybe put our faith into uh, different objects, different leaders, maybe actors, yeah, and those become our role models and we want to be with them, right? So look for a mentor in your life and go for therapy even if there is no big problem in your life. I am also going to make video on, do follow my channel for that. You're going to find video on if you are going to get married, how important it is to go for a 6-month therapy before that, so that you enter into a relationship in a beautiful healed way. I'm going to make a video on how important it is to go for therapy before becoming a parent, so that we do not pass on the intergenerational trauma that has been handed to us down to the next generation. So keep watching, subscribing to the channel for these more videos that are coming up, and do share with anyone who might benefit with this. Thank you so much, friends.